Hello.
Hello.
Podcast is back. Whee! All right. So we are back. What was it last week? We took off last week, right? I'm remembering that
Yeah,
correctly.
life
Yes.
happened.
Yeah, life happened, but yes. All right. So we're back. Um, it's gonna be a good podcast. It's gonna be a real good one. It's one that I wish I would have had the sound clip ready for. And I don't, but I swear I'm going to do it this weekend because oh boy, what we're going to start off with for social media, it's
Yeah,
going to
oh gee
be
golly gosh.
yeah, it's dumb. But anyway, yeah, let's start off with our weeks here. Bree, how's your
Uh,
weekend?
let's see. I actually got to be a gamer this week. I've been really balls deep into Hades 2 in between doing
Ooh,
freelance. Really loving it. So that's
nice.
been fun for me.
Yeah,
I
man.
actually, for the first time in months, I actually had to charge my Nintendo Switch Pro controller. So I was like, oh, I'm really gaming now. And it's been nice. And also, my dog likes it when I game next to her. So that's sweet. So that's and then yeah, I got a new battery for my phone. Just busy doing writing stuff. Recorded a new episode of the animation podcast with Mike and Cameron. That should hopefully be out soon. And then probably one of the highlights of my week, or I should say lowlights. Um we finally did an Ed Wood joint for Lay Crap, Orgy of the Dead. And let me tell you, I feel like I've been lied and cheated because none of those girls really looked dead, and there was no orgy. So
Orgy.
I was sold a false bill of goods.
Oof.
Yeah, I was talking with some con friends that I made a while back, and they were suggesting horror films, and I'm like, I could suggest to you the horror film that we watched specifically just because we thought we were going to see a lot of tits, and then we didn't see any.
Well. Here's the thing. It's let me just explain it to you, Brock. You do the tits part. It's fully there, except here's the super weird thing. So it's it's supposed to be like a nudie cutie thing. So like you don't actually see them most of the time take their clothes off. So it's hard cut, and the dances are almost exactly the same. So it's just there's no plot. It's just you know, you know, Ed Wood's psychic friend, cut to girl, dance awkwardly for a few minutes, cut back, and that's literally just the whole movie.
Gotcha. It's a good movie, and I suggest it now. Like, we used to almost every weekend for a solid year and a half had movie nights at my place with a group of like 5 friends that we were hanging out really close with. And the one we picked was a sorority row. And we're like, oh, college girl slasher flick. Oh, yeah, that's going to be it. Just ended up being a really good slasher flick that I'd never heard of in my entire life and didn't see a single thing otherwise. And I'm like, I'm disappointed, but not because this movie was really good. But what the?
But our commentary, we were so bad. At one point during one of the dances, one of the girls was getting a little too crazy. Oh, it was too exciting here, and we started singing the Cupid Shuffle as we were watching it. It was we had to keep ourselves entertained somehow because the harassment was not happening.
Good Lord. All right, Mike, how was your week spent?
So my weekend has been pretty much taken over by anime because we were doing the summer season anime podcasts earlier this week. And then I also saw One Battle After Another with Leonardo DiCaprio. Probably one of the best movies of the year. Still not quite number one. I think Sinners and K-pop Demon Hunters and Neja 2 are
right.
Oh, and what about
still
100 meters?
and 100 meters.
Yeah, that shit was good.
We will be talking about that on our next podcast, which that movie opens in limited release on October 10th and in theaters nationwide the 12th to the 14th. So Yeah, if that movie is playing in a theater near you, you have to go. This is non-negotiable.
Nice. Yeah, I've heard very, very good things about it. Yeah, I've heard very, very good things. Jacob was in my stream gushing about it. My I do anything. I mowed my lawn. Um, keeping up on Gachiaka, that remains to be a 10 out of 10. The a controversial moment that happened that I was being told was going to happen happened, and oh boy, did that. Gachiaka introduced like one of the most like just honestly messed up characters I've seen in an anime in a while, and how they dealt with it was very honest in a way that they were allowed to let it get dark that some other shows would have not let it do, and a subject matter that I'm personally like had a past with. And I'm like, if you would have had the main character do that in any other way for any other reason, I would have hated this character. But you had them do it and show it in a way to where like that situation was wrong, and we make sure the viewer understands that that was wrong. And the character very much realizes what they did was wrong. And the recipient also realizes they did something wrong to have that wrong situation happen. So it was, especially considering who the mangaka is as well, it's just interesting how it was all happening. Anyone who's not watching it, dear God, watch it. It's really
Seriously.
good. So good. They're on a 24 episode run. It's going weekly until December 15th. Like, it's not stopping for 24 episodes. I was talking with my buddy who came over when it was on episode 10 and watched it with me. And then I'm like, bugging him. I'm like, you wanted me to start watching anime weekly again. Or start. And then after we catch up, he's like, oh yeah, we were just going to wait until the season was done. And then kind of like, they're going for 24 episodes. He goes, what? Like, I thought it was 12. I'm like, no, it's 24. So you're not waiting. You always give me shit about waiting till the show is done. You can't wait for a season to be done. And what else? I know I did stuff. I got some more stuff for the Baby Saja cosplay. I still need to get the shoes and the dress shirt that goes underneath the sweatshirt. That's about it, and then that'll be done.
You got the wig too?
Yeah, I got the wig. There's another. I bought two versions of the wig, hoping that I got the first one in so far. That just comes in your big basic like this. But there's another one that I got that says it was personally stylized, so I don't got to touch it. But I got both just in case. It was like $40 to get both of them, so it wasn't bad. Then I got the hat that he half-ass hangs off his head, so I'm waiting to see how I'm going to like properly have that hang off. I'm not sure how to do that. People have suggested pins, and I'm like, how do I do that without just stabbing myself in the head?
Maybe a bobby pin.
Maybe.
Probably.
I don't know. But
yeah, just get like a bobby pin that's like the same color.
Yeah, we'll have to see. It's not a big deal because you don't really need to see the back end of the hat much. It just needs to hang off the back side of my head. But it's whatever. The shoes were the hardest thing because they are some whack ass version of Converse that are like high lifts. I've never seen this version of Converse before, but like someone said the exact shoe was based. It's weird. But yeah, I also watched one episode of Gen V because I've been basically working and sleeping, and it was good. But I am going to admit, though, the last season of The Boys, and especially this first episode of Gen V that I've seen, they're kind of going a bit hard in places just to be like, ew, look, we did a gross thing.
I was hoping that Gen V would not be as, well, of course it's still going to be violent and gratuitous, but so sometimes season 4 of The Boys went a direction too far when Gen V was more like it was just telling a better story, in my opinion.
It was, and like it still is, and it's very good. It's just that, like, I think it's a spoiler. They kind of, in the beginning of episode 1, there's a flashback to Godolkin, the guy who's like the starter of Godolkin University, to where like they're having people inject themselves with an unfinished version of Compound V. And no, Umbreon, this part was not natural for being gross. It was just gross for the sake of being gross. And like they have people start doing mutations and like with powers, and it's like, oh, that guy's heart started bleeding, that guy's face started bleeding, that guy's skin started melting, and that guy has an octopus come out of his ass, and he quite literally says, oh no, not out of my asshole, and then his asshole explodes. That's not naturally because they're college kids. That's just gross for the sake of being gross.
Mm.
And like that was the only thing in the episode that did it, but that was just, you didn't need to do that. That gained nothing, and that wasn't shock value. That was just gross for the sake of being gross. Like, why?
Other than that, I am genuinely excited to get back into the series.
Yeah. Oh, it's still good. Like, episode 1's genuinely amazing. I love it. It starts off with a way I didn't expect, and they like do some shocking things that they don't even let you see how it happens. It's just that one starter where it's just like, why is it? It's the only thing that gives a tick with the boys in Gen V. It's the only thing that I'm kind of like, you don't need to like. It could just be a show about superheroes and whatever, and it doesn't need to every now and then have a genuinely gross moment to be like, oh, look, we did a blah. But anyway. So, all right. So, with a suggestion from Mike, we're going to do some things out of order, but we're going to still do buy or sell first. And then we're going to do that and then go into everything else.
All right.
But, all right, let's start off with buy or sell. Mike, buy or sell that Brad Winderbaum has confirmed that new seasons of X-Men 97 and Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man are going to be released every year.
I buy this for 2 reasons. One, selfishly, I just love the fact that these 2 shows, that we're getting more of these shows more often because they've been really good. But I think for like the broad discussion of television, I think it's better to have these shows on a more consistent release schedule than, hey, we'll release 5 episodes every 3 years.
Yeah. It's one of those things where like sometimes people I don't think understand how different TV is. So, at some point, because like the CW was able to have 700 episodes of all their shows coming out every year, like clockwork. But like they'll see like Stranger Things, like these kids are going to have their own kids that are the age that they were when Stranger Things ends.
Well, actually, you know what's hilarious is that Millie Bobby Brown just adopted a kid.
Yep.
Like that's how long the show's been going.
Oh, yeah. But like Millie Bobby Brown's a good example. A thing that's changed is TV is no longer just TV actors. TV is now, we have to wait for all the actors' schedules to clear up before we get
that and the productions have become pretty much like film schedules.
Yeah. So the way they do TV is very, very different. And like animation, it used to be every season you had a new thing of Digimon or whatever, or Spider-Man the Animated Series. All this stuff came out quite regularly without hiccups ever. And yeah, it's going to be odd to have that back again. Bree, buy or sell that X-Men 97, according to Russ Marquand, is very dark. I'm amazed Disney greenlit it because it's so dark, ... A lot of people die.
Wow, Dark Era of X-Men comic has lots of people die? Who would have thunk it? But no, I'm kind of glad that they are leaning more into this direction. I think it works, because, I mean, yeah, it's comic booky, like, some stuff probably won't stay around forever and ever, but it's just kind of nice to see, like, some risks being taken.
It is. And I hope that this time, some of those characters stay dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the shock value wears off if all the characters you killed in the previous season come back for season 2.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, Mike, buy or sell, the Duffer Brothers want to continue making more TV shows with long release gaps like Stranger Things. If TV shows come out every year, it's diminishing returns. I like the buildup.
I could not sell these comments harder.
Like, guys, just say you want to make movies. Like, just say
seriously.
it.
They don't. They want to make 6 2.5 hour long episodes, Bree. It's not a movie.
It's not my wallet, but for TV and movies,
It pretty much is. It's fucking ridiculous. And like now, did we cover it in one of our podcasts? I don't remember that they made the like after Stranger Things, they're like done with Netflix pretty much.
Yeah, I think that was our last episode.
yeah. On one of the shows we must have talked about that.
Yeah, I'm sure we did. It's just like, okay, so what? So where are you planning to go? They're gonna be like, hey, we want you to put a season of this show out once every 5 years. And I'm gonna laugh if the next show they start has child actors. I will literally piss myself laughing. Cause what are we doing? This is like way worse than when I was a kid and they expected me to buy, even with my kid brain to a degree, that the people in Power Rangers were high school students.
Oh, when they were like 30
Yeah.
and already had a 5 o'clock shadow.
Yeah. Like, I am not buying that Jason David Frank, Tommy Oliver, is a college student rolling around at like 6'2". They were taller than their lockers. Get me some teenagers with an active sex drive and a 5 o'clock shadow now. Alpha, they have mortgages. What are you doing? Oh, God. All right. So, Bree, I guess I'll put both of these together because they ended up molding into one because the podcast didn't happen last week. Buy or sell that this is after his concussion. Tom Holland is said to have technically spoiled the main villain of Spider-Man Brand New Day. The villain is said to be simpler, meaner, and badder than Alistair Smythe. Why he mentioned Alistair Smythe, I have no idea, because he has not been in any of the movies or the MCU so far. And then on top of that, afterwards, Marvin Jones III has been cast as Tombstone in Spider-Man Brand New Day.
You know, at this point, Tom has to be fucking doing it on purpose.
He has to be at this point.
No, because they know it'll get clicks, so I always kind of feel like Feige's like slipping a paper under the door saying, you know what to do. Righto, sir.
Like, Marvin Jones as Tombstone might just be the most, like, yeah, he's already that in Spider-Verse. Just have him do that there. Like,
I forget, Brock. Did you ever watch Black Lightning?
That's what I was about to bring up. Like, if anyone's watched Black Lightning, the dude borderline played Tombstone
As Tobias Whale.
Yeah, so it's just kind of like, hey, you no longer want to be the kind of off-brand version of Tombstone, or you just want to actually be Tombstone on top of already being Tombstone. Now, Mike, do you think they're actually going to make him have a skin change?
Good question.
Because for those that don't know, he's albino. Like, a Tombstone is gray-colored, but do they think they might not just, like, have that be that? I think they will, but with him being albino, there's, like, about 20% chance that they might just have him be like that.
Yeah, they might just do that just because if you're going to cast this actor, you might as well just let him be the character.
Yeah, it's crazy. That is one of the most just casting choices I've seen in my entire life. All right. Bree, buy or sell that Christopher Nolan is now the president of the DGA?
Buy, because I mean, God, after like them going during Hot Strike Summer, like someone needs to lead.
Who was the former president?
Of the DGA?
Yeah, let me look. Give me like a sec. Okay. GTA leader. Okay. Let's see. I'm just trying to. Directors Guild of America. Here we go. The Leslie Linka Glatter.
I have no idea.
She did like TV stuff. She did like Twin Peaks, Homeland.
Okay.
Directed like episodes of the West Wing. Like
Oh, okay.
mostly like TV stuff.
Okay. That's something. Okay. But yeah, it's Christopher Nolan. I think it's like a big choice to have
Yeah,
that be
well,
happening.
not only that, he's quite a bit younger. Because I was reading, she was 72. Christopher Nolan's
Oh
like
wow.
55.
Damn.
So like he's still
That's
like
a
a young
baby
guy.
in director's years.
Yeah.
Nice, and he'll be one of the most like well put together directors we've had in a while, so it'll be good suited for that. All right, I still have issues believing that this is actually a thing. Mike, buy or sell the devil?
I saw. I saw this.
I love that that we're talking about this again because what I have to get caught up with the Absolute universe because at the very least, the Absolute Batman is doing just the wildest things just based on character designs alone.
Yeah, and like, do you know what has been going on with Bane and all of Batman's friends that he grew up with?
I'm not quite sure the details.
So, like, all of Batman's rogues gallery is essentially his friends growing up. Like Oswald, and like they get what they get to be as villains because of what Bane does to them. So, like, Oswald gets beaten so bad that his body deformity is formed out of the damage that Bane does to him. Basically beats him into a pulp, literally, to where he looks deformed and battered and bruised to the point of looking like Play-Doh.
Oh.
Harvey is beaten so bad that Bane like physically breaks the guy in half down the split and has to be surgically put back together. Yeah, every bone broken in Oswald's body. And oh man, there's another one. I want to say there was another one that he did. Is it Scarecrow or Freeze? I can't remember, but there was another one. Yeah, it's rough. It's real rough. Killer. What happens with him, Umbreon? That he turns into Croc. And also, Killer Croc in this is a kaiju. Essentially. Like, I'm not joking. Like, on a lower scale, he's a kaiju. It's, absolute Killer Croc. Yeah, in Archer. I can't wait. Oh, he was experimented on in Arkham. That's what it is. But so we're going to show you what he looks like in.
God,
that's him.
Good lord.
Yeah, it's something. Like, look at this thing. Like, good lord, he's essentially Godzilla. Like, look at this. Freeze looks like a legit nightmare. Absolute. I remember what Mr. Freeze looks like.
Oh
Yeah,
dear.
yeah, it's
Oh boy.
they're doing some shit. It's awesome. Anyone who's not reading it, go. I think it's like 12 issues in. They're doing some stuff with that. It's ooh boy. Oh, not to mention that just also Absolute Batman is roughly 19 feet tall, and then Bane makes him look short.
That's saying something.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So I don't remember if we talked about these bids last time, but Bree, buy or sell that Netflix on top of I think it was
Paramount.
Yep.
Paramount are bidding to buy Warner Brothers.
No.
Yeah.
Just no. Absolutely the hell not. See, even the helicopter that's flying above me says no. Like, no.
My reaction is the scene from Tombstone where Kurt Russell is just like, no, no, no.
Like I don't like things being consolidated, but someone brought up, and I can't remember how they brought it up, but they worded it really good. They're like, we don't know if the only thing that can actually fix Warner Brothers is someone forcibly adopting them. But I don't know. How much worse can it actually get at Warner Brothers?
But see, Brock, to quote, one of their most famous films, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, it's a world of pure imagination.
I know. It's like, I'm trying to think. What can even Netflix is also being boycotted right now because of the Elon Musk discovered.
Oh, I
What
saw
now?
something about that.
Oh,
The show
God.
on Netflix?
Oh, so is he on about it just because of the trans kid?
Probably because I overheard my mom listening to like the Megyn Kelly show, and they brought up a clip from Dead End Paranormal Park, and yeah, I don't know what Elon Musk is on about.
But that show's been out of production for like 3 years.
I don't know.
Exactly. So I don't know why it's become discourse now.
Because it can be. Elongated muskrat's got to talk about something. Ever since I saw that come at my Facebook members, and someone once referred to him as elongated muskrat, and I can't unsee it. All right. Mike, buy or sell that Daredevil Born Again season 3 is greenlit, and the stars are likely coming next year to start filming it.
Oh hell yeah! When does season 2 premiere? Do you know?
Daredevil Born Again season 2. Thank God you guys cannot see me type. March 2026.
Okay, so this will probably be like March or April 2027.
Probably.
I do just in general like the idea that Marvel is turning TV into TV again.
I'm excited very much for more Daredevil, but hey, showrunners, never give me a no I saved me moment ever again in that show.
What's worse, that or we are the Flash?
We are the Flash is one of the worst written lines in any form of media ever. And I mean ever. That line single-handedly killed any good faith the Flash had left in those mid-seasons. But that conjured up We Are the Flash moments with me from a show where I had legitimately no issues with it. And that's not a good thing to start conjuring up.
Mm-mm.
Oh, Daredevil didn't save me. I saved me when I was handcuffed to a chair, about to be getting my body parts cut to bits until Daredevil came in and beat the fuck out of him. But no, I saved me. Oh, I hate it. I hate it with all my hate. All right. one last buy or sell. Bree, buy or sell that Matt Reeves says the villain in the Batman Part 2 has never really been done in a movie before.
I can buy
Umbreon,
that.
shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I can buy it since, Matt Reeves is more of like a grounded take. And also, even though, yeah, the Riddler was the last villain, like, the only version that preceded him was, like, the Jim Carrey one. And probably, like, one of the not as oftly remembered fondly Batman entries. So,
Hey,
but
it's
Batman is
my
such a
favorite
big...
Batman.
Okay, fair.
Anyways.
But Batman is such a huge rogues gallery that... And really, like, there's not as many Batman films as people think. It's fairly easy to find one that, maybe has been done in the cartoons, but not in the live action movies. So I don't think it's that far of a reach.
There is a lot, but the problem is it's like Spider-Man where they have a good amount of villains and good villains. It's who are you gonna swing on in these movies where you're like, all right, we're gonna do a new one, but then somehow have to deal with them also bitching that we're not doing the ones they all want to see.
I would imagine, like, the workaround for that again is one that's popular in, like, the DC animated universe, that just hasn't been seen in live action yet.
I'd be willing to bet my house that he's doing Hush.
It seems the most likely just based on things that have been set up in part 1.
Yeah.
But and we'll get to it when we get to the casting call. I have some ideas for some fun choices.
Yeah. I would love, and it can be safe for Batman removing the Bull, but at some point I would love to see Dave Bautista do Hugo Strange.
Yes.
But we'll see if that ever happens.
Hydra, that's a good one too.
If they Kite Man, unless they're just going to have a psycho in an institute, you have a chance of seeing Kite Man in a James Gunn movie.
Yeah.
Not as a main guy, as a joke, as a one-off, where like an early villain he mentioned and never see it possibly. I could honestly see them trying some morbidly fucked up take on the ventriloquist. Or, what's his name? The actual doll. Scarface. Because it's, for those that don't know, Scarface is just the puppet that the ventriloquist has got it's a whole freaking thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but alright, so, Mike made a suggestion a while back. The Mad Hatter would be a good one, too. I could see the Reeves doing the Mad Hatter. And I think it'd be really good. Alright, so Mike made a suggestion a while back about doing the social media was a mistake first so that we end on a good note at the end and not on a bad one. So, I was, a game came out that, I try to think that, when a game comes out, you like to play the game for the purpose of playing the game and not seeing how many games you can play with one hand. And typically, I don't think those games are horror games. And typically, I'd like to think that those games aren't games where the protagonist is repeatedly said to be a young high school girl. And I then get to it's not often, but it happens more often now that people out themselves as pedophiles. And the excuses they use often turn into the same one whenever it's something from a media property that is animated or created with CG. So Silent Hill F came out, and it is on PC and consoles, and PCs have mods. And so then, the modding community would think, wow, they could make some cool monsters. Or put them in some cool uniform or something, or make them look like a past character through mods. And then you get people that,
Say the line, Brock.
we don't deserve women. So then you have that, and then when the person's called out on it, someone calls them a pedophile, and it says, be careful what you're projecting so much. He has 20 years, and this is a fictional character. Hey guys, does something being a clump of pixels and you fawning over a digital 14-year-old girl make it any better?
Nope.
Nope.
I don't think so either. Does it do it when they make it even worse too?
Good lord.
The other one was just the girl in the bikini. Now this is just this. You're trying so hard to protect a character that's not even real. Thank God for the PC Master Race. The only thing missing is a giant bottle of Jergens lotion, like right next to the PC tower right there.
My question is, how fucking stupid do you have to be to just shout that on main?
Like, seriously.
With your whole chest and not care. And there was people in here calling these people out left, right, and center. And then they just go, well, you guys, it's just a clump of pixels. You really shouldn't be that worried. No, when we're calling out your behavior to sexualize people that barely have growth in their sexual organs, that's wrong. And I'd like to know if you can go out on a date. Modern people is the worst Heisers. It's just Twitter's the spot where they like to say their things. So I always tell, look at this, I'm like, if you could go out in public and have a conversation and they'd be like, what did you do this weekend? And I went, oh, I made a mod so you could play this video game and make the 14-year-old not wear clothes. Would you admit that to someone in public? Oh, you wouldn't? Maybe you're a pedophile. Just maybe.
Just a little bit.
Digital pedophiles no better than a flesh and blood one, except you're creating the pedophile scenario where there isn't one here. Mm-hmm. That's worse almost. And like, no, bro, it's PC, so it's fine. I don't mean to get political, but I saw one of my favorite t-shirts the other day and it said dead pedophiles don't reoffend. Oh boy, I'm not for the death penalty on a lot of things, but it's just kind of like, if you're rightfully accused and it's actual proof that you did something like that, there's not a lot of room left for you in society.
Yep.
Just not. That's not a political stance. That's a moral right stance. That's just wrong. Shouldn't be doing that shit. But yeah, so was your guys' thing you wanted to talk about technically in the movies part, or was it the social media part?
Oh, it's social media.
So
yeah, so just for context, later down in the movies and TV section, we will talk a little bit. I'm going to get
some water. You guys go ahead.
We will talk a little bit about Knights of Guinevere, which we already kind of brought up in the upcoming episode of Renegade Animation. But what we also discussed in that podcast was some interactions on Blue Sky. So, Bree, I'm going to let you set this one up.
Okay, well, first of all, I didn't even know any of this shit was happening till Cameron brought it up, because I live in a state where I am so not online anymore. But anyway, let me just give the TDRL. So, a couple weeks ago, Knights of Guinevere premiered on YouTube. Got a decent number of viewers, and the one lead character is named Frankie. Now, Frankie is a character, she's kind of a tomboy, a little bit butch, but to me anyway, she presented as like, she's just like butch, maybe possibly non-binary, uses she, they pronouns, because they mentioned like Frankie Francesca. I was like, wow, if like Francesca is like her birth name, and then like, to say it again, like if she was trans, so that'd be kind of like dead naming. That'd be really weird, even if it made context in universe. But I digress. So anyway, obviously, some people, members of the trans community, because Frankie doesn't, is the, typical girly standard of femininity, ask innocuously, hey, is Frankie trans?
And so Dana responds, no, she's not. Franklin's just a nickname, and then she rattles off a bunch of other nicknames that she's been called. And, people who are normal understand that, Dana wasn't saying anything harmful. She was just stating matter of fact that no, this character's not trans. And that
just said, but if you got that read from it, that's cool, and I totally support, your interpretation in like fan works and stuff. Like that's the other important clue here too.
Yeah, that's not how certain people took this response. Yeah, there was a lot of there's a lot of just frankly horseshit reactions, especially if you know Dana's history of fully supporting and being a part of the LGBTQ community, introducing one of the first non-binary characters on a Disney show, and the fact that even in the cast itself of Knights of Guinevere, she's working with a trans actress who plays Sparky and does a damn good job at it.
And for your context, Brock, the voice actress also plays like Yuta in Jujutsu Kaisen.
Oh, okay. Got it. Okay, got it. Yes. Okay. Here's the thing, because this happened in Ruby as well. Not quite to this extent, but it's like early on, a character made a comment that when they were in Ruby, before you get picked into your teams, you're all forced to sleep in the cafeteria. And that one of the sisters made a comment to the other one that they don't know if their dad would be okay if all these guys being in the same room as them. And one of the girls went, oh, well, I'm perfectly okay with it, and made like some kooky noise to like, oh, boys are around, whoa. And then, like, as the show went on, she became very good friends with her female partner in her team. And then eventually, over time, they just kept getting better and better and closer. And then this character, whose entire point was to be a woman abuser and a foil to this character Blake that this girl Yang ended up being close with, and literally being a abuser that made her feel like she was never worthy and shouldn't be loved by anyone. Then eventually, these two become a couple, and right before that, the climactic end to this woman abuser character is that he's killed by the women he was abusing. But our cool samurai edgelord guy died, though. Just so two lesbians could be a couple. That's not okay. He could have done so many more cool things, like abuse other women. And then, that season, they release a song called Bumblebee, which was the name of this character Yang's bike, but is also the canon ship name of these two characters because their colors are black and yellow. The song is literally talking about two characters being together in a garden of ecstasy together, and the chunk of the fandom that was so fucking convinced that because Yang at one point made a comment about liking men because you can't be bisexual, just fucking can't be.
Oh no, it's impossible.
That this love song about two women was about her fucking motorcycle.
What?
Guys.
The entire, 75% of the fan was like, no, guys, that's about her bike. I know they're talking about walking together in a garden of ecstasy, holding hands. It's about her motorcycle. And then, in the last season, Volume 9 that came out, those two finally had a moment that brought together everything And they finally kissed and became a couple. So then when that episode dropped, I just put a link to the title and went, it's totally about her motorcycle, guys. LOL. So then they're like, this was no showing, this was no nothing. And then the creator that sadly passed before season 3 came out was like, he never would have wanted this. And then they bring back an interview where they're like, yeah, we've got plenty of characters that we have plans and stuff and they don't know what their sexuality is yet, but you're not going to learn about that for a while. And then there's a clip of a podcast where they turned the cameras on too early, where those two voice actors were talking to the creator of the show going like, so we're allowed to spoil the fact that we become a lesbian couple eventually? And then they're like, oh shit, the camera's rolling. Like a genuine shock happened where they weren't supposed to say that. But it's like, even in this situation, when you get representation, and I've seen it in other shows I've watched, if a character isn't your headcanon for what they are, then people start to borderline hate that character. And I don't understand that mentality whatsoever.
Well, I mean,
you don't get to pick what the writer says that character is.
Exactly. And this is the part of, it's not even just so much a queer issue. Headcanons have been, an issue in fandom for a long-ass time now. And it's just gotten worse to where, we're harassing, actual, people. But, Mike, if you don't have, if you want to say something else, but I might have to get on my soapbox, because this might be the point where I start to go off.
Before you get there, I just want to add to what you said about headcanons. If you're a fan fiction writer and you're doing your own thing, that's fine. In fact, that's awesome. I respect I respect the creativity and the talent that goes into some, not all,
some,
but a good healthy chunk of fan fiction writers.
Yes.
The problem with headcanon is not so much the headcanons themselves, it's the entitlement that just because you think a story or a character arc should go one way, that you will not accept any other possibility, even if it's directly coming from the creator of the show or movie or whatever.
The show is therefore then objectively bad in your opinion because they didn't do the thing you thought the show was going to do.
Exactly.
And that's horseshit.
All right, so I don't smoke, but just imagine I'm lighting a cigarette. And I'm just going to lean back in my chair a little bit. Okay, so I'm about to say some really fucking mean shit.
Go right ahead.
This is brutal. This is honest. But I have to say my truth here. So, okay. So, what do the Owl House, Steven Universe, and the Helliverse all have in common?
They're animated.
Well,
that's one thing, but keep going.
They have LGBTQ representation?
You're close. I'm going to give you a little hint. Gravity Falls. Who created that?
That was Alex Hirsch.
Right. Now, who created the other 3 previous shows mentioned?
Well, Vizzy created Helliva, and then it was Dana Ombricate. Terrace?
Terrace, yes.
Yes. They're all created by, let's say, not straight women.
or Rebecca Sugar, not non-binary, but they use both pronouns, so it's fine. Now, what's the other common 3 with the first 3 shows I mentioned? And what did not happen when Gravity Falls aired?
You're gonna have to help. I've not seen Gravity Falls, so I'm not good on.
All right, Mike, you want to answer this one?
So, all 4. Well, three of the 4 shows, the creators had to go through just so much horseshit and censorship and things that, to a small extent, Alex Hirsch had to go through, dealing with standards and practices. But it's the targeted harassment of the 3 female creators that Hirsch never really had to go through.
And here's because I'm going to go off meaner. So, because we were talking about this off the camera, Brock. Have you ever heard that one quote from Malcolm X?
There's a couple of quotes from Malcolm X.
About liberals.
Oh, about liberals? Yeah.
Yeah. The animation community is that. And the animation community are liberals. I mean that in the most derogatory way. They are the biggest fucking hypocrites. And the whole thing is they have such internalized misogyny and homophobia. You know what? We all know gamers are garbage, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But at least
correct.
They're honest about it.
We just talked about that off air.
We were just talking about that. I always tell people, hate honestly. You're allowed to hate someone, but you need to hate them with context, not clips that are taken out of context, not lies that are said about them that you have no proof. You are allowed to hate someone as long as you have the hate. Right. But also, if you're going to be a piece of shit, be one honestly. Don't hide it. Be an honest piece of shit.
Right. And then the other thing, too, is the subconscious racism and racial biases. Because, I don't think I've ever told you this, Brock. This one controversy that happened, when the Owl House aired. You've watched all of the Owl House, right?
Yes. Yep.
So you know about Day of Unity, right?
Yes.
So there was one comment. Hold on one second.
She's got to take care of the pupper, I would assume.
Oh. No, I just had to. I'll just wrap this up. But the long story short is, someone conflated the Day of Unity with the Holocaust.
That's okay.
And accused Dana of being anti-Semitic, which, first of all, you're reading it wrong. Second, fuck you.
That is one thing that in our society, not going to get political, but everyone, words have no meaning anymore. People do not understand what they're actually saying when they say things. We throw around the term Hitler, Holocaust, fascist, woke. Words don't have meaning anymore.
Mm-hmm.
At all. People do not understand that hyperbole is only supposed to be used sometimes. Just because you don't like something, it does not have to automatically be the worst thing that's ever been on Earth.
But here's the other thing, and this is what actually legitimately got me angry, is that you're reducing genocide to just killing people. The bad guy just wants to hurt people. And that's what honestly enables things like genocide and completely things. And it's just I obviously ignoring the fact that this is clearly about Puritans and religious zealots. It has nothing to do with Nazi Germany at all.
No. But people don't know any other words to use because, well, it has to be the worst thing ever. And we all went to history class. It's reductionist. It's so stupid.
But just no one wants to have an actual conversation about eternal biases. And I'm
no,
it's not going to get better. And I'm I understand that there's trans people that are upset about this. But at the same time, I agree. There needs to be more trans rep. But some of you all are just being assholes. I'm not saying specifically trans people, but a lot of people are taking advantage of this whole thing, and it's garbage.
It's like I've always said when the representation of something is, and the shows are getting better at it, don't sell the entirety of what you have off of the fact that you have a representation in a show. Just let your representation be there.
Mm-hmm.
And then don't say you're not going to watch something just because a representation isn't in it.
It's again going back to it's going back to the entitlement. Like praise a show for having representation, but don't be upset just because it doesn't.
Just because it doesn't. Like I didn't not want to watch Black Panther because there was only one white guy in it. Do you know how dumb I would sound if I said that?
Oh, just ridiculously dumb.
Ridiculously dumb. Bye-bye! But oh my gosh, they're getting big. Hot dang. But
just make it a tiny cameo. I have no idea if she's gonna rest or not.
Oh, it's all good. But be happy when I've said multiple times, I am as straight as it can be. Now, Ryan Reynolds is still very attractive. Like, I have moments where it's like, I can admit whatever. I am a straight man. One of my favorite characters ever is Leron Littner. A quite obvious, cross-dressing, not sure which way they're transitioning character that was introduced in 2008. They never sold the show off of it. The character was just there. And they were great. And they made a show of them being trans twice for a joke. And it was genuinely funny. But again, we were just saying, don't shun a show just because it doesn't have your representation in it. Just when it comes up, you're like, awesome, cool. But then, like we said with headcanons, don't be then that one's ours. Not your character. You can't like them because that's another one I've seen. That can't be your favorite character. You're not queer. You can't like them. That one's ours. That's I'm going to get on a little bit of a soapbox here. I have many friends that are autistic. A great fan of this podcast and just in general in real life is Jacob. Love him to death. And this is not a slight against him. I am a person that has ADHD and OCD. Does anyone remember what would happen if you just like to be orderly a little bit for the past 20 years?
Mm-hmm.
You had OCD. Oh, that's my OCD. That's my, what's that? Oh yeah, in my garage, I just like to clean up my tools after I'm done. Buddy, that's not OCD. Oh, it is. I like to be orderly. Isn't that what OCD is? Dude, those tools, leave that unclean. Clean it up, but leave one slightly tilted and don't touch it for a day. And then 4 years from now, you're going to think about that tool that was not straight, and you're going to think it got damaged just because you didn't put it straight that one time, and then you're not going to sleep for 4 weeks. And you're like, that's fucking insane. There's no way. I'm like, yeah, the obsessive compulsive part, that's part of the actual label.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it sounds insane, because it's actually insane. Now, do you know what has become the new, oh, your kid just has ADHD, or oh, they just have OCD? Oh, they're just autistic. No. It's they're a big fan of something. Oh, they're just autistic. That's why they're such a big fan of it. They're a little quirky. No, it's because they're autistic. Did they get tested? Do they have any way to show that they're autistic? No, but that's what it means, right? If you're just a little weird or you're a big fan of something, that means you're autistic, right? No! Then, when you get a character in a show, and this happened quite recently with K-pop Demon Hunters, everyone, and I saw people getting fucking horrific, said some of the most meanest shit I've ever seen about Zoe. Because there's a giant chunk of people that are just convinced that Zoe is autistic, when nothing has been said by the creator or in the show that she is autistic. Whatsoever. Yeah, but it's because she likes large numbers of things, or they made a joke about her having 52-second videos about
turtles.
Oh, she's autistic because she really likes turtles. And then it's, you can't like Zoe because she's autistic. She's not one of yours, she's one of ours. A, that mentality's fucked.
Oh, big time.
But B, you don't just get to latch whatever you are onto a character and then, like, take them because they're yours. You shouldn't say this one's ours because they're a thing, but I also get to say your character has my special thing, so then I like them more. If you can't like a character, if they don't have the same neurodivergence as you, that's a problem. That's a giant problem that does not get discussed enough, and it's only gotten worse. I'm all for autistic rep and coded characters, but that's too far. People are headcanoning mine's Holly for player one is unspec. And that's fine for headcanoning in it. But when you start bitching at people and claiming characters away from other people, and again, like what Bree was saying, if the character's not your sexual orientation, you can't like them. If they're not your version of gender identity, you can't like them. They're not as cool as a character. If the character is only cool in your opinion because they match a thing that you are, you don't like that character. You like the thing that character has attached to them as a social construct. And that is unhealthy.
Very much so.
That's not good. Because guess what? By that same logic, I could write a story, introduce a serial killing rapist, and go, but guys, they're queer. You gotta love them, right? Because that's representation. They're good, right? No! The character's a pile of shit!
And like, here's like the other thing, like, because I want to kind of wrap this up, and this, because I actually was talking in one of my group chats, and this is like kind of the part that was like upsetting to me. Like, I wouldn't say that I'm like butch or whatever like that, but I remember when I was like 5, that I was at like
You're right, Umbreon. That's a good way of saying it.
I was at some kid's like birthday party, and I was wearing like this Scooby-Doo shirt that I really loved. I loved the Scooby-Doo shirt. And then like one of the kids pointed out, just saying, "Why are you wearing a boy's shirt?" I was like, what are you talking about?" I was like, "Oh, that's that shirt. It's from the boys section." I remember I got super upset. And then flash forward to, 12, 15 years later or whatever, I'm shopping for a dress for prom, and I got, super upset because they were like all super like girly and
Yep.
frilly. Like I was like actually like sobbing, crying because I'm like, this is not me. This is not me. And I eventually settled on like a black cocktail dress. And then like after the fact, I don't think I've ever worn a dress since then. Like if it's formal attire, I'll either wear like a jumpsuit or like a regular suit. So like the fact that it was like, oh, if you're not like super girly, then you must be X, trans or whatever. I'm like, wow, that's kind of like turfy logic, isn't it? Because that's the same thing that turfs do.
Mm-hmm.
Kinda is, yeah. It's all just, it's people making the situation that they want to fix marginally worse. Or like majorly worse, I should say, and then not realizing that they're making it worse. Because when writers want to make these characters and then they get bitched at for making them, you're not going to earn more representation that way.
Nope.
You're just not. Because writers are then going to go, I'm just not putting them in there so I don't have to worry about people bitching about them.
But the other thing is like the entitlement, like, and this is like the biggest crux of it all. Like, if you take out like all the other issues that, we all mentioned, the idea that, you keep treating creators like that and then get mad when you're obviously being a harassing piece of shit.
Yep.
They block you, regardless of what your identity may or may not be.
Yep.
It's saying like, oh, they're ignoring you and they're such and such. I'm like, no, bitch, they just don't want to be fucking yelled at all the time for like literally doing nothing in this specific instance other than answering a fan question. And you know what? It's going to happen. They're just not going to be on social media. Like, the entitlement to think that these people are fucking beholden to you, that, they have to be like this ringleader of the fandom. It's like such utter horseshit.
Yes.
And the fact that pretty much you're only doing it to like women and non-binary people. And I guess, you know, if there was more trans creators who do it, but I guess they are too. So let's just lump them in there as well. You're not doing it to cis dudes. Especially white cis dudes. Like, let's just be honest with ourselves. And like, no one actually wants to have that conversation about like, you know, the subconscious misogyny in the animation fandom. So that's why I brought up the liberal by Malcolm X thing. Like, you all act so progressive. Like, oh, look at all this representation. Like, we're like advancing like the art form. Like, we're supporting cinema. And you guys are the most hypocritical motherfuckers that are out there who just
It happens until they disagree with someone, and then it's the worst shit you've ever seen. That's the part that I hate.
But they're never going to have this conversation. Because, look, I'm not going to admit that I know everything that goes on behind the scenes, but in reality, like, I would be surprised if, like, the 10th of, like, the shit that's been said about Vivian Medrano is true.
Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things where it's just, it gets worse and worse the more you care, and it's just, and this used to be back before you even could find pictures of what creators of shows looked like, and you just got to be whatever. Like, it's just,
well, they dehumanize them. Like, I remember someone reposted a tweet that Alex Hirsch made years ago. It said, oh, you know, they treat fictional characters more like, you know, real people than like actual people or something to that degree. And it's absolutely
I remember
true.
that.
No, it's because here's the reality. Most of these people, like, if you take someone like Dana Terrace is just a 35-year-old woman. Like, yeah, that's it. Like, she's not like remarkably special or different. She doesn't have superpowers. She is just a lady who works in animation. That's it. And you treat her like you dehumanize like all these people, and then actually like Viv earlier this evening on Blue Sky said, you know, the difficulties and the realities of like being a showrunner.
I don't envy them at all.
It's just
remotely.
No, but you know, if this ever got like wide views, I mean, animation fans again, they don't have the conversation of like a lot of this community is sexist, it is racist, and it just, you know, you just want to like control this whole narrative that you're like, you know, victim boo boo babies when you just need to grow the fuck up.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. But all right. Anyways, done with that, and on to some good news. Electronic Arts just got bought by Saudi Arabia for $55 billion.
Wow, what a segue.
And the largest entertainment deal in history.
That is, I don't even know what to say to that.
Yeah, that's part of the joke, Jacob. It's not. Like, the thing I'm genuinely scared of, and like it's already started partially, but it's like, in the last 3 years, the sheer amount of entertainment and things that have just transported to Saudi Arabia is terrifying.
Like, especially in sports.
Yeah.
Wait, was golf the first sport to head in that direction?
Well, when did golf start doing it? Because it might be golf or WWE. When did golf start doing it?
Well, I think they had a rival thing like Live Golf, so I think golf might have been first. I think the WWE is a more recent development.
That's been like, well, I don't know when golf started, so I wasn't sure which would have been first.
I'm gonna assume either 2022 or 2023.
Oh, it'd actually be really close then, because they'd be around the same time. Because Vince is the one that started the Saudi Arabia deals with the PPEs. They'd be really close. But anyway, so now WrestleMania is going to be in Saudi Arabia. This deal happens.
Oh, and also that horse shit like comedy thing, which
all the esports stuff like from Evo and all that is now a Saudi Arabia owned dealie. And then one thing that I'm genuinely I think is going to kill a game studio of mine, BioWare is owned by EA. And supposedly a deal came up where they were trying to sell that studio off before this deal happened. Do you know what game BioWare makes? Mass Effect. Do you know what their next game they're making is? Mass Effect. Do you know what Mass Effect is hugely known for? Having an array of romanceable characters, both straight, gay, and alien. Do you know what's
I see where
probably
you're going
not
with this.
gonna fly in a company owned by Saudi Arabia?
Yep.
Also, there's rumors already that they're going to take giant steps in cranking up AI to curb cost. Is it actual Saudi Arabia government that's buying all this stuff, or is it just... I think it's a mix of both. I know that the Saudi prince had a lot to do with the WWE stuff. And it's I don't know much about Silver Lake, but I've been hearing more about them. But it's a bit of both, Umbreon. It could be just billionaires too, but they're definitely getting money from the actual royalty in Saudi Arabia too. So, because like now, supposedly for WWE, they were willing to pay $10 million per superstar that were going to show up for WrestleMania. And they were getting, I think it was $50 million. It was either $20 or $50 million a pay-per-view to have in Saudi Arabia, just to have it. Which, keep in mind, when they did the first pay-per-view, they asked the guy, the royalty from Saudi Arabia, I can't remember if it was the king or prince of Saudi Arabia, who they wanted to see. 3 of the wrestlers he mentioned haven't wrestled for 10 years, and 2 of them were dead.
Sounds like they know exactly what's going on.
But yeah, that's all of your sports games. It's a lot, and $55 billion is so much money.
It's a ridiculous amount of money.
What was the total that Disney bought Fox for?
I remember there was an offer for 70 billion. I don't know if that ended up being like the actual amount.
Because they said something about this being the biggest entertainment whatever deal for something with the amount, but I swear to God the deal for Fox was more.
Yeah, I think it was more. It might be for like gaming.
That could be for gaming, that too, because I swear to God it was like 70 or 60 billion for Fox. Which, saying that number is just... Oh my God, but yeah,
71.3 billion.
71.3. That, okay, there you go.
It's not good shit. It just, and like the thing with it too is, like you said, with like the sports games and everything, and then like with all the AI bullshit, it's just like it's already like, and the fact that it's going private is like also like super duper bad. And again, it's a lot of the same people are going to be like, "Oh, why do you go indie?" And like, because you don't know, like you don't.
Yeah, it's just looking at the stuff that Saudi Arabia does. It's not good to be supporting them. It's not good.
No, especially because of a certain anniversary of a certain event that just passed.
Yeah, that they had to wait till the day after to announce their WrestleMania plan. Because God knows. Okay, I have to. He's never going to see this, but I have a friend of mine. I've never, like... So, I used to play Destiny quite a bit, and my roommate and his family, we played Destiny, and we then got a friend, Omar, from Canada. He is a Muslim from Canada. And, he's Canadian, his name is Omar, but he's Muslim. He's got a real mixed grab bag of stuff that goes about him. So then when my roommate's brother was getting married, we were like, we should invite Omar. It'd be really cool to actually meet him, because we've been gaming online with him for like 5 years. And then sure enough, it was like his first time in the country, he got to go in and everything. It was awesome. And might be the kindest individual I've ever met in my entire life. So then we're dropping him back off at the airport. And it's me, this buddy Luke that was also in the wedding party. Danny and everybody else were waiting. And it is like 60-plus-year-old couples, Omar, and then like a couple other very white individuals. And I'm feeling my blood pressure rising. Like, his bag's gonna get searched. And then the other guys, Luke, are you serious? I'm like, no, I could feel it in my bones. His bags are gonna get searched. And then it got up to there, and his bag had to get fully dumped on the counter and everything. And I'm like, at the point of going the intro of Deadpool 3 on that entire staff. There, I'm like, that is the kindest guy ever that's getting lumped in with a bunch of people that are horrible. But going on with that, he now visits like once every 2 years. He visited right before COVID. And he changed his dates around so that he'd be coming a little earlier and flying out a little bit later. And one of the things he wanted to do was go skydiving because his parents weren't going to allow it. So he's like, we'll go with my American friends. They'll go take me skydiving. But the thing was, they changed the dates because they didn't want Omar flying back to Canada on 9/11. So his date he's flying out got pushed 2 days back. So then we're going off and we're going to skydiving. So it was my roommate's sister and him were doing the skydiving thing. I'm terrified of heights, so I was no bueno, not doing that or shit. So then they're getting ready. They got their training video. He's got the pack on and they're waiting for the plane to come by. We're sitting there on the bench next to him, just bullshitting, talking. And then a bell dings in my head. I'm like, hey, Omar. He's like, what's up, bud? I'm like, so you kicked your day back to fly back to Canada because your mom didn't want you flying back on 9/11, right? He goes, yeah. Would your mom be a little irritated if she found out if you were jumping out of a plane on 9/11? And he just looks at me and he's like, I never thought about that part. And he just falls off the table laughing. I'm like, that is awesome that that never crossed your mind. That is funny. Oh, God. Oh, yeah, Omar's good shit. I love that kid to death. But, all right. Anyway, on to something that's actually genuinely pretty cool. So, and Xbox just got rid of their version of the thing that I'm going to bring up as well. There was a thing for a while with PlayStation where it was PlayStation Stars, where like if you checked in once a month, if you played a certain amount of games, if you did a certain thing, you like earned PlayStation Star points to where you could take them to like get in-game stuff, but you could also just like get enough points to just get like a gift card and then like use it to like pay for stuff. So then they got rid of it and I'm like, oh, this is bullshit. That was something really nice that we had. But of course it's corporate, whatever. But they got something that's not quite as good, but I think it's cool because it actually incentivizes people to play the games fully. They now introduced a, what exactly is this thing called again? Franchise rewards, which I think is actually kind of cool. It is essentially, you can unlock merchandise that people can't normally get. So Ghost of Tsushima here, they are putting out like this specialized token here in this t-shirt. And the only way you can unlock the ability to buy it is if you platinum the game.
Damn.
Meaning if you get every trophy inside of Ghost of Tsushima. So technically, this is basically, if you're a hardcore gamer, you get actual extra real-life rewards, possibly.
That's actually really cool.
That I thought was
that shirt
kick-ass.
design is awesome.
Yeah. When they mentioned this, I'm like, sick! I platinum games normally. This is freaking awesome. So it was just... That's actually rewarding people for being hardcore gamers. That I thought was one of the genuinely coolest things possible. So it'll be more. This is their first run at it. So it's just this because Yote's coming out. So they're like, most people would have played Tsushima enough by then because it came out in 2020. So 5 years to get this possibly. Yeah, it's not often that a company just does a cool thing. So I thought I'd share that was actually really awesome. And I think I am going to get that shirt because I've actually platinumed that game twice. Once in the original and then the director's cut that they put out later. So, yeah, I just wanted to share that. I thought that was an honestly really cool idea. Okay, so this is partially a movie thing and a TV thing. So I'm going to put it together. I've talked a lot about Zach Kreger, and he's a very good director. I got to see Weapons finally, and it was really good. The more I hear about this Resident Evil movie, the more I want to put a hole through a monitor. So I'm putting this in because he's references games in it. Zach Krieger was in an interview and he said, they asked him essentially, why of all the properties did you want to do Resident Evil? And he said, essentially, Resident Evil was a chance for me to make another weird movie. That quote in itself is a little alarming, because you could make a weird zombie movie on your own that screams, I kind of wanted the Resident Evil title. And then he said he was obsessed with the games and wants to give the experience he had playing the games to the big screen. And the plot of his game is being an organ courier going to a hospital. I don't mean to be the guy that's the bearer of bad news, but there's nothing like that in any of the now probably 35 plus games of Resident Evil that there's been. I don't mean to be that guy, but this sounds like Zach Krieger, or however you say his last name, who's a very talented director, had an idea about a zombie movie, and the studio went, can you make it have some Resident Evil references so it sells better? Don't mean to be that guy, but every statement he says more screams that.
Yeah,
because I know what a big Resident Evil fan is. You are allowed to be that guy.
Okay.
I hate that the chance of that being real is not zero.
Because I don't say that this is Zach going, hey, I'm going to shove my thing into Resident Evil to make my movie sell better. I guarantee you this is going to be a good version of a movie he's making, but probably not a great Resident Evil movie. I could very much see Sony going, Zach, I think we'll do better if we make it a Resident Evil movie. And I put that onus completely on Sony and not on Zach whatsoever.
This almost kind of feels like the opposite of like what Steven Spielberg was trying to do with Call of Duty, but people at Activision were like, "No, we don't want to do that.
We don't want art. Go away, Steven. Go away.
We don't want the guy." What fucking experience does Steven Spielberg have with a war movie? Get the hell out of here, Oscar-winning director. What the? Now, should they just get Michael Bay and have him make the Call of Duty movie? Yeah! Because he can essentially make what he wanted to make with all those Transformers movies.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Oh my god. Will I still watch it? Yeah, because he's point blank said that it will make zero references to any of the other games. So it's just going to be a zombie courier movie in Raccoon City. It is what it is. But that thing's a bigger problem. Do you guys know anything about Resident Evil?
Only as much as what you have told me.
Which is a lot and very weird, sparsed out things. Do you guys believe they are zombie games?
Not really.
That's the big mix-up that happens, because nothing in Resident Evil is actually a zombie, technically.
I mean,
they're all born out of viruses.
Yeah, it's like a viral thing. Like, I don't know too much about Resident Evil, but even not, I know it's like, they're not really like zombie games. If anything, Last of Us is more of a zombie game than Resident Evil.
You would be very correct. It's literally a cordyceps virus that brings to life dead things. Now, there's part of that in the first one with the T virus and other things, but it's all based on viruses. So then they're like, it just gets clumped into that's the movie with the zombies in it. They also didn't want high art because it was Romero wanted to make a zombie movie and they went, no, we're not doing that. But like, if you're going to have a not Resident Evil movie get made by someone, could have been Romero.
Yeah, that would have been something interesting.
Yes. But all right. Moving on to other good things. Tomb Raider actress takes legal action against AI. I know, we're all full of good news on this podcast episode. It's just going to be great. All right. Oh, so Aspire removes AI-generated vocals from Tomb Raider collection after voice actors took legal action. So, I'm going to say this wrong. Francois Coudel, the French actor who dubbed the character of Lara Croft in the Angelina Jolie-led movies has lent her French versions to the original 90s games, has taken legal action against Aspire Media following the accusations that her voice was replicated using AI in the recent Tomb Raider remaster. Cadell says she became aware of the situation after a package was updated in August, and she noticed differences between the game and her original performance. Her legal team filed a formal notice demanding the collection be withdrawn from sale and has also requested data on how many copies have been sold. Bill's lawyer, Jonathan Elkame, said you immediately notice that there's a very strong metallic impact, very choppy, lacking intonation, and on the contrary, poorly performed, but timbre and reminiscent of Francoise. There's bunch of stuff in here where you can just tell where it's like, imagine if the voice actress lost all of their experience and just went, oh no, that way. Like, it's bad. It's real, real bad. And if you could actually tell, and they took it down pretty quickly, I would say it's correct. It's not good.
Yeah, especially since I don't know what the agreement is, but I'm pretty sure that's against SAG-AFTRA.
It is. It is. But I just think that they thought they'd get away with it because it was the French version that no one cares about, apparently. There it goes, Pringle. Also, you missed a lot, Pringle. That's all I'm going to say. Right now, we were talking about the Tomb Raider actors taking some legal action against AI, which, speaking of legal action, it's going to get really fucking funny. And I just had some of the dumbest Hey, so everyone remember how once or twice we might have mentioned Palworld and Pokemon on this podcast?
The saga continues.
Some of the funniest fucking shit just happened in the past 2 weeks. Ever. So, what the fuck is that called? Pokopia got announced, which is essentially Pokemon Harvest Moon, like Animal Crossing, whatever you want to do. Speaking of legal action, Nintendo. But, and then, God, I want to say 4 days later, Palworld did the funniest shit on the planet. Pal spin-off game. What the fuck was it called? Palworld Pal Farm got introduced. Which is just what Pokemon made. But somehow it looks better in every way, shape, or form.
Oh, this is hilarious.
And they announced it the same week. I almost died laughing. I can't. I would love to be in the room with the freaking lawyer at Nintendo when this trailer went up and went, are you fucking kidding me? We can't alter our patents again. What are we doing? I can't wait. You want to be fucking funny? If somehow the people at Palworld would somehow be like, yeah, so we patented a farming sim with summonable pals. I just can't with this. I didn't know I knew Petty until they had this ready to go and they just went, hey guys, wouldn't it be really fucking funny if we announced it like 3 days after they did theirs instead of waiting? And they give us essentially free advertising. It's just the funniest. Oh, it was so good. Pocket Pair Trolls, Nintendo, and Pokemon with the reveal of their new Palworld sim game spin-off, Pal Farm. It's just so fucking funny. You can't make this shit up in the world we're in now.
That was good.
It is. And now Palworld is getting like what I want to say, tie-ins with other games that like are just like, no, we'll take you. We'll do other stuff. We hate Nintendo. Come on, baby. Come on in here. It's so I love it to death. Now, we want to talk about some gaming news. Hey guys, I know this is going to be new, and I don't do this often, but I'm going to be critical of Xbox for
No.
This all
Brock,
snowballed.
no.
This all snowballed over a while, and the news just got funnier and funnier.
You know what's bad, Brock, is that I saw this and I could hear you laughing in my head.
This isn't even the worst part. I'm going to go through the news in chronological order of how this all went down, because there's some that we didn't talk about. So, the first one that hit is Costco has officially pulled every form of Xbox from their shelves, and they don't even have gift cards. On in-store or online, you cannot buy any form of Xbox. They still sell PS5s and Switches.
Which is crazy because literally Costco is everything. Like, you could fucking buy a vacation at Costco.
Exactly. And just less than 2 years ago, they were attempting to sell Xbox
Brock,
Series.
I think you need to kill.
Ah, damn it. Anyway,
Canada.
just 2 years ago, they were attempting to sell Xbox Series S's and failing for $150.
Jesus.
They had to clear their stock when they couldn't sell Switches or Series S's for $150. So anyway, ear band, got that done. But anyway, so then it got even better, and I have to I gotta make sure I have this right. And in that selling, they also reported later on that quarter on quarter, Xbox sales have gone down 22%.
Woof.
And you know what you would normally do when your system is having trouble failing is you'd hike the prices on them, right?
Obviously.
Xbox price hike. I saw someone make a comment on this saying that they're trying to do this so that they can make money on the few consoles that they sell. And I'm gonna again not get political here, but if there is a single mentally challenged soul that believes Xbox is actually doing this because of tariffs, you're a moron. Because, yes, maybe a little, but they've raised their prices 3 times since the tariffs have happened. 3 times. And, it's Xbox price hike on consoles. I need to make sure I get these prices correct because it's ridiculous. Console. And people called me crazy when I bought a Pro that now can run games liquidy smooth with ray tracing on 60 frames per second with no hiccups. But it's a scam. Magically, all those people that have that have Xbox logos. Tariffs is just one stone in home. That I am not believing anything that Microsoft does is not just masking a tariff as a need to do corporate greed. Whatsoever.
Oh, I totally believe that that's what they would do.
The multi-trillion-dollar company is being hurt by a tariff when a giant chunk of what they make is being made in the United States.
Exactly.
Fuck off with that noise. But anyways, a Series S with 512 gigabytes goes from $379 to $399. Series S with 1 terabyte went from $429 to $449. Series X digital went from $549 to $599. The Series X went from $599 to $649. The Xbox 2 terabyte Galaxy Black Special Edition went from $729 to $799. So a standard Xbox with nothing special about it, with the same memory as a Pro, costs $100 more. Sony sells here Umbreon, they don't sell them at a loss anymore. Since they redid the internals, they actually make a profit on their consoles.
Oh, good.
Since they did their first refresh about 2 years ago, they're actually selling them at a profit now. That's what's ridiculous. And they barely raised their prices.
So Xbox just sucks.
Xbox just sucks. Hey, Mike, I mean, with this price hike, I couldn't possibly come up with any other stupid things that would make Xbox sound even worse. They couldn't have possibly have done one of the dumbest fucking things ever, but I'm not even there yet. Not even there yet.
We have to keep going.
We got
But
more.
wait, there's more.
But wait, there's more. So they announced the ROG Ally Xbox Edition, which is just an ROG Ally with a fucking Xbox button on it, that can't play all of your Xbox games, by the way. It cannot play the ones in your console memory and your stuff on there. It can only play the Play Anywhere. So if you bought it on your Xbox, and it only has your Steam memory, by the way, not your Xbox console memory. But the price on it is $1,000, and the screen's not even OLED.
That's horseshit. You know what's like super crazy? You could buy both a Switch 2 and a Steam Deck, and probably still have enough money left over to buy 2 or 3 games.
Yep, and so a person who I've never made fun of on this podcast ever before, it's going to be really cool to start. Xbox CEO Phil Spencer has a quote that I want to bring up. That's my favorite, and I was waiting for the fucking day where I got to make fun of him for this quote, because he's a fucking pathological liar, and I love rubbing shit in his face. When the announcement for the price for the Pro got announced, he went on a interview and went, "To reach new players, we need to be creative and adaptive of business models, new devices, new way of access. We're not going to grow our console market with $1,000 consoles." He actually said $1,000 consoles, and then they went on to sell a $1,000 handheld. Which, by the way, that fucking special Xbox button, every other ROG Ally that exists is going to get an update to do what that fucking thing does without the button. But wait! There's more! They couldn't have possibly have done any more unbelievably stupid shit than do this! They couldn't have possibly have went, "Hey, man."
I know. Like, when I saw this morning and I put it in our group chat, I just heard you. Like, I heard you, like, crashing out and laughing harder than the movie that shall not be named.
So, all this time, I get, PlayStation's not worth it. They have a cool memory of stuff and all this and that and the other thing, but I get Xbox Series Game Pass so that I pay blah 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 a month to get all my games for free, even though paying a subscription service means I don't get those games for free. Ha 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 ha. Even though you then have to get, they now change the tiering so that they hide the day one Game Pass experience into the highest tier that all the peasant levels don't get, so that you pay for the highest one that used to be $19.99. And then everyone goes, well, it's cheaper to just do that than to buy the game. I could just have them wherever I want. Cue Microsoft. We're now making the ultimate tier of Xbox $30 fucking a month. But wait, you get access to Fortnite Cruise with it.
Yay.
Oh, did you see some of that video? Of like, they're like, we're enhancing the Xbox experience.
Yeah. So now $30 a month to pay the games day one. Where if you just waited 2 months, you could just buy the game and own it and not have to have a rental service. Or, this one's my favorite fucking kicker that someone pointed this math out. $360 a year to have Game Pass Ultimate. Do you know what you could buy with $360 a year? An Xbox Series X. Or like 5 Xbox games.
Mm-hmm.
You could just buy them. It's cheaper to pay for 3 months as it is rental instead of paying once and owning it. Yeah, that Xbox has created a mental illness in the gaming community. And my ultimate favorite statement that came out from Sarah Bond, who's become my new favorite pathological liar. Tell me where it's wrong in this statement. The past year, Xbox Game Pass produced $5 billion in revenue. Why is that statement bad? What specific word is bad?
The revenue?
That
Yeah. Do you
yeah,
notice
like
they're not mentioning a word that should start with a P?
yeah.
They never mentioned if there was profit. They just said revenue.
Yeah, like wow, like $5 billion is actually like I mean that's a lot of money, but for a service that large, it's actually kind of really fucking bad.
It's really bad because the rumors are going out that it costs multiple billions of dollars a year just to keep Xbox Game Pass sustainable. And I don't mean to be that guy, but if your service is doing really well and it's ultra sustainable and everyone should want it and you're making so much money, you don't need to make it $30 a month for it to survive.
Nope.
I'm pretty okay at math and that doesn't check out.
Oh, it's especially like crazy because this is compared to another thing because I'm more familiar with the Nintendo ecosystem. I don't have like the whole, thing or whatever, but like the basic like Nintendo Switch Online is what is $20 for the whole year, and then you get the expanded ones. Like I think the most expensive one goes to like 30 or 40, and that gives you like the GameCube and like
You get a
the
ton of
Game Boy
stuff. You
Advance.
get
Yeah,
N64. You get
but
tons
but
of shit.
but see, like Nintendo, they just do like a flat yearly fee. As far as I know, I don't think they do it monthly.
I don't know. That's a good question. Also, the other thing they took away is the Xbox like rewards program, where like if you played Xbox enough, you just gained rewards so that you could basically have infinite amounts of Xbox Game Pass. Yeah, they killed that off, so you can't do that anymore.
Why do people like Xbox again?
Because they've made it so that you feel comfortable paying a subscription service to get your games more, but then those same people only play about 6 games a year and then end up buying that game 17 times over. They have literally brainwashed a giant chunk of the gaming community. Adam, would you say that I'm right about that? That they borderline brainwashed people in the mentality of thinking that they should rent versus own? Yeah. He has the most abusive relationship in gaming, and that's trying to get a Fable game made. That's just not happening. But I have
buddy,
one.
I'm so sorry.
I have one last dig on Xbox, and Mark Cerny is a fucking genius, and he's the guy that's been developing PlayStation since the 4, and they got this system called Kraken compression that compresses all the data being put into the system so it doesn't take up shitload of memory on PlayStations, and it's in the 5. Hey, so I'm gonna give you guys a guess here. A patch came out, a hotfix patch for Assassin's Creed Shadows. We're gonna play a little game of guess the number. So the patch size on PS5 was 0.53 gigs. The patch size on PC was 11.91 gigs. And on Steam, it was 0.34 gigs. How big do you think the patch was on Xbox, which is on equal footing with PlayStation because they're both consoles. They're both consoles that are made exact the same way, so you don't got to vary them up with like it does for Steam and all that. So PS5, 0.53 gigs. What do you think that exact same patch that does the exact same things on an Xbox console was?
I'm gonna say at least 30 gigs.
It was exactly 62 times bigger at 32.74 gigs.
Oh,
What?
damn, I was close.
Why does it have what?
Compression, baby girl! That's why! Because the Kraken compression that they made for the PlayStation 5 is wunderbar. Mark Cerny's a fucking genius. Oh, I laughed till I cried when I saw this. Unfucking believable. Unreal. Unfucking real. All right. Anyways, moving on. So, one thing that the gaming community has been kind of mad about, and one thing that at Sony that I will give them a lot of flack for, is actually gotten very bad with. with Spider-Man and Horizon specifically. So I'm going to rip on Sony a little bit here. That Ghost of Yotei, the first Ghost game, was $60 million to make it, and the game was fucking huge, beautiful, ran gorgeous. It was one of the most genuinely beautiful and stunning games I've ever played. Yotei is seemingly around the exact same budget. Costs the same, looks twice as beautiful, about half as big, about half more times big, and has a lot more going on, and it's a lot more varied. That means it's going to be a lot easier to make a profit off of, and they didn't waste a ton of money because they were very smart to build on top of a game, because this is like a second try at their first one and not like reinventing everything. Spider-Man 1, the original for PS4, was $90 million. Spider-Man 2 was $300.
Jesus Christ.
Horizon 1 was $60. Horizon 2 was $212. Last of Us 1 was $20. Last of Us Part 2 was $240.
That's
well,
how many years was it between Last of Us 1 and 2? Like 6?
I need to remember just Last of Us and not put Last of Us Part 1. Why is the very first thing when I type in Last of Us Xbox? How many people are actually searching thinking that's going to... that came out... Release date was 2013. Last of Us 2 date was 2020. So yeah.
Okay, so 7 years then.
7 years, yeah. The budget's ballooned quite a bit, but that makes me happy. And in an interview, Ghost of Yotei said it had a similar amount, which is reportedly $60 million, which is a low amount by today's standards. When we look at financials and the cost, in the many years, the amount of months that the teams of the size of them we worked on, it's very, very similar. This should mean the game will end up making it extremely profitable for PlayStation, and it doesn't need to sell as much to be a success. It seems that PlayStation is on a mission to drive this down as well. The Astrobot had a core team of 65 devs in a 3-year cycle, and reportedly cost far less than even Ghost of Tsushima to make, and that sold like hotcakes in one game of the year. So it's nice to see them be smarter with budgets.
Yeah. Because, like, for all the crap that we give Nintendo, the one thing that I feel like has been the key to their success is that, probably the most expensive game that they make is maybe like $100 million.
Yeah, if that. I'd be interested to see what that ultra realistic like hunting game that they made is. That kind of came out of nowhere. Can't remember what it's called, but it was the one where everyone was like, Nintendo can do realistic graphics. But it'd be interesting to see how much that costs. It's kind of a Monster Hunter-esque game looking. But yeah, they're very smart about how they do things. And I don't know if it's like that anymore, but who was that CEO? A CEO, I can't remember who it was cut his own salary in half so that they wouldn't have to cut jobs and they wouldn't have to do layoffs. So like the attitude is different on certain parts, but they're also willing to lease out their properties to other people to get them made, because they don't have like a lot of core actual Nintendo studios. So it's Miyamoto. Thank you very much, Heisers. I appreciate that. All right. Now on to more fun legal stuff. Tencent has responded to a Sony lawsuit which accuses them of its games of Lights of Motoram of being a slavish clone of the Horizon series. The company accuses Sony of an improper attempt to fence off a well-trodden corner of popular culture. Tencent responds, Sony's complaint tellingly ignores these facts. Instead, it tries to transform ambiguous genre ingredients into proprietary assets by suing an unreleased project that merely employs the same time-honored tropes embraced by other games that released both before it, like Horizon, Enslaved, which it looks nothing like, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, which it looks nothing like, Far Cry Primal, which it looks nothing like, Far Cry New Dawn, which it looks nothing like, Outer Wilds, which it looks nothing like, Biomutant, which it looks nothing like, and many more. Sony seeks an impermissible monopoly on the genre conventions. They didn't say you couldn't make it, and you also asked them to make a Horizon game before you made it.
Yeah,
And
so
you
just
also
put two and two together.
Yeah, and you also changed all your marketing and all your banners on all your websites the second they made the lawsuit to make it look less like Horizon. No, that's the difference. Palworld actually differentiated themselves, Jacob. This one, sorry, Adam. This one didn't. This one's a straight up ripoff that actually stole key art and just reframed it. It's bad. I cannot wait for more shit to come out of that. But all right, we are now through the gaming part. That took a bit, but the thing that I didn't think I was going to say ever in my life, Scholastic is launching a streaming service. The app offers 400 hours of content from the Scholastic library, including nostalgic series like Clifford the Big Red Dog, The Magical School Bus, Goosebumps, The Babysitters Clubs, Animorph, Garfield and Friends, and many, many more. I'm going to watch the living shit out of the Animorphs.
Yeah, that
that theme song goes so hard.
Yeah, that I can't believe that.
It's like so 90s like post grunge punk, but it's like Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but like Goosebumps?
Yeah.
I would honestly be down for that.
I watched the old Haunted Mask movies, and oh man.
Oh yeah, the 90s, like, I think it was like the Canadian I think it was produced in Canada. Like, that series is great.
Oh. Yeah. That is the one streaming service where I'm like, oh yeah, that will get some play. That's a thing that's what it should be and not a collage of other shit. That's getting bought exactly for what it is. That's fucking cool. All right. Now, moving on. Marvel Zombies director Brian Andrews tells us that they decided to include Blade in the series when they thought the Blade movie would be released before 2025.
So here's just more proof that something is going on with Marvel, that it took like it's been 6 years since the Comic-Con announcement, and we've gotten little to nothing to show for it. But also, animation takes a long time, so they can't just delete the Blade in Marvel Knights.
That was a recent interview where Elizabeth Olsen was like, Marvel Zombies is out? I recorded those lines like 3.5 years ago. It's freaking crazy to me, the pipeline of that and how that stuff works out. And another thing that was about that Brian Winterbaum brought up is that it was changed from a film to a series so that they could include Spider-Man.
Loophole.
We have certain rights to the character. That meant that we had to take our big epic story and break it down into 4 chapters. I just love that that's how rights work. It's like, can't make a movie that's animated, but the second you break it up into 4 half-an-hour chunks, baby,
and
then it's okay.
Yeah. I mean, a miniseries, it's basically a movie anyway.
It's so stupid. It's so dumb.
It is dumb, but also, I know we're getting the Punisher Marvel special, but I wish we had more of those like special presentations.
Mm-hmm. Like borderline Spotlight series, but not quite.
Yeah, basically.
Streaming should be you're right. I actually agree with this quite a bit. It's what streaming should be, a place for digital storage and not a source for digital content. I like that a lot. Alrighty. This is just a really funny comment from Michael Coulter that I thought was great. Michael Coulter, when asked if he will return as Luke Cage in the MCU, I don't know why people keep asking this. There's no sign. It's not like they've just recently revived one of the Marvel Netflix shows.
What he's saying is pretty much Andrew Garfield's "I'm not the werewolf."
I mean, I know there's that really funny interview with Andrew Garfield where like him and Toby were being held up in hotels repeatedly. And then, like, he got busted by his Uber Eats person. He's like, because they were in Atlanta for filming. He's like, no, you can't be saying anything. Oh, it's so good. All right, so both of you have seen Knights of Guinevere?
Yes.
You wanted to, so yeah. Go off.
Bree, I'm gonna let you start because.
Oh, you're letting me start? I'm kidding. I liked it. I thought it was a really solid pilot. I did have some complaints, which, you know what? I'm gonna just get at the stuff like I didn't like first, so then we can go on to the positives, just so we kind of like are gearing towards a positive note towards the end. Okay. So some of the things that I primarily had issues with were it was good, but it didn't really feel like it worked as a pilot. It felt like a part one of two. You know, Brock, when you used to watch those, you know, the intro cartoons, like the original X-Men cartoon, that was a two-parter, was it not?
I believe so. Yeah.
So it's like that kind of vibe. It's like, this is cool, but it's like, I don't know, just it feels like
Felt like you watched half
incomplete.
of something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and also it took a lot for stuff to get going. Like, a lot of it was like set up, and I'm all good for like world building. And I don't think it committed as many cardinal sins as like other shows that I've kind of like had, let's just say, complaints about world building on, just to be nice about it. And I kind of like, and this is like my worry is that I'm kind of concerned that they gave too much of the goose away, because I'm like, I swear to God, if this certain things happen, like, that's gonna be too similar to an Owl House plot, and, like, please don't do it that way. That would be the least interesting thing you do. So I'm, like, begging, pleading that there has to be more than this. Like, please, like, don't make it, like, this obvious. Otherwise, I'm just gonna not do a full eye roll, but it'd be like, well, that's, kind of disappointing. But let me tell you, once it actually gets going, like, it's kind of like a little slow going out of the gate. But man, once like you really get into Act 2 and Act 3, shit goes crazy. Like, that honestly, where when they go to like the underground set and like you actually get stuff like actually happening, and then where it like ends off, it's great. I just kind of wish there was a little bit more build up to get there, because I unfortunately, like, I kind of feel like it does the thing that a lot of indie shows do, where it's like, oh, we're like building the world so much, and then it's like, oh shit, we have to tell a story. Although, like, again, I like, this is not a disaster. Like, I still think the story is like really good. I kind of wish it was a little quicker to get there.
Yeah, that I'm like I haven't rewatched the pilot since it premiered on the 19th, but I agree with a lot of what you say about the pacing, and it really should have ended on a more like this should have been more of a standalone episode with like maybe a little tease at the end for what's to come.
Yeah, I think that's more of a glitch thing, because all their pilots are really just like soft launch episode ones. And I'm like, that's by definition, that's not really what a pilot is. That's, a pilot means you're pitching like the entire show. Like, and to me, a good pilot has to be like a self-contained story. And a lot of things, like, I might grouse about like pacing more because I'm like an editor. Like, that's going to be the one thing that I grouse about, because it's literally my job.
Yeah, but as far as the positives, you know, being a fan of Dana's art, not just the Owl House, but like her own personal sketches, like the character designs in Knights of Guinevere feel a lot more closer to her own personal art style.
Which, by the way, I do actually have this. I got this a few months ago, and it is
nice.
It is signed by Dana because I paid for the extra copy. but yeah, there it is.
Very nice.
But yeah, it has a lot of her like art there. It came out a couple I think it was like at the start of the year. So it's good, and like you could definitely see, yeah, that's some of like the proto designs right there. And since I don't like super stalk anyone's social media art, so it's like, oh cool, here's the post that I missed.
Yeah, Heisers, you hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
But yeah, the character designs are really good. I do actually like the world that's being set up in this.
Oh, the world's fantastic. Like, the world building, honestly, of like all the recent indie pilots, I think has some of the most solid world building that I've seen.
Oh yeah. No, I would agree with that. Something that glitch shows like do really well is get you immersed in the world. Like eventually, Brock, I do want to do a fresh takes of the amazing digital circus once that show ends, because it's it's just one of those shows that's both hilarious but also keeps you guessing on whatever, like what the mysteries are and all the different rules of what's going on in this universe.
Okay, I'd be up for that.
But
Absolutely.
yeah, overall, I would say probably like 8.5 out of 10 for Knights of Guinevere.
Yeah, that I was kind of in the same range. I was in like the 8.5 range too. I know some people are like a little bit hard, but I feel like this does a lot more. It doesn't even do anything wrong. I'm like, it could have cooked like a little bit better, but it's not like, oh my god, this is like the worst thing. Like, why would you do this?
Yeah, like we have constructive criticism, but it comes from a place of we want to see more. We want to see it improve over time, and I have no doubt that this show is going to continue because it's Glitch and they have the resources.
Oh yeah, and she's got her own. Honestly, she has a lot more creative control this time around. I'm going to assume.
Oh yeah, like
Yeah, I mean, basically, like most of this crew is basically people who worked on season 2 and 3 of like the Owl House. So, um, God, it's Zach. God, his last name is
Zach Marcus and John
Zach.
Bailey Owen.
Yeah, John Bailey. Yeah. So basically, the three of them who were like pretty much responsible for most of the Owl House's writing are on it, and a lot of like because um I think Kofi. God, his last name. I don't want to butcher it. He's doing like animation for it, but basically, people who worked on the final 2 seasons of the Owl House they're pretty much they just went from there and they just walked over to Glitch pretty much. So if you like that, it's pretty much like that vibe. I know Cameron was kind of concerned about the viewer numbers. I really wasn't shocked because I'm like, I knew like a lot of people would be turned off when they realized, oh, this isn't the Owl House. I'm like, I know. That's the
Yeah.
point.
That's kind of the point. Yeah.
Also, the voice cast is really good too. So Eden Regal does the voice of Guinevere. She's the robot mascot of Park Planet, and Sungwon Cho voices the kind of sort of Walt Disney stand-in Orville Park.
Nice.
And then I mentioned earlier that Kaylee McKee voices Sparky, who is the old man that runs the salvage boat that Frankie works on.
And he's also into some other business ventures.
Yep.
That happens. That is what happens.
But yeah, definitely would still recommend everyone check this one out.
Also, like the other one I recommend is Kaylee has a YouTube channel. She only has like 10,000 subs. Follow her. Like her shit. Like when she posted, like if you've seen like her voice reel, it is like one of the most ridiculous thing. I'm like, how is she like not getting more roles? Like she might be like one of the most underrated like voice actors like out there right now. Because holy shit,
she's got the range.
Yeah. Brock, did you watch Fiona and Cake at all?
I've never heard of it.
It's the Adventure Time spinoff.
I never watched Adventure Time.
I really didn't either till like the later half, but you don't really need too much. It just helps with context. I watched Fiona and Cake like on its own. It's really great. But anyway, she voices the main villain, the Scarab. I think she's also God. What is the non-binary? Like kind of like gender neutral character in
Speaking of
well,
rain,
where no, from Bridget. Where's Bridget? The 2D fighting. 2D fighting game. God, why am I blanking out?
Blaz Blue?
No. I'm just,
Is it recent?
yeah, it's a franchise. I'm trying to remember. God,
River City Girls?
no. It's like the sprite fighter game. 2D. It's Japanese.
Darkstalkers?
No. Let me just. I'm trying to figure this out. I hate that I'm blanking on this right now. Okay, hold on. I'll find this. All right, where is video games? Okay. Oh yes, Guilty Gear Strive.
Guilty Gear. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. She voices Testament.
Oh, okay. Got it. That's cool.
But yeah, she's done like a bunch of stuff like Genshin, and stuff. But like, cause she does Kiku for One Piece, but then she'll do Temptation. Like the range is like wild.
Nice. I appreciate that.
And I know off screen I'll share some of the stuff because it is some of the most wildest shit that you will see. She's great.
Nice. You guys got anything else that you want to share on that, or?
I think we pretty much covered everything.
All right, nice. So, we have something listed in other, and oh boy, did I find this funny. I am a person who streams and has mild to very moderate, very, very, very little success in it. Make about $100 a year, but it's still a fun hobby that I like to do. Very few people have not heard of the Mafia-thon at this point, or Kai Cenat. So there is this streamer, Sniper Wolf. I have to remember who was known quite recently for stalking Jack's films.
Yes.
Oh.
No, I remember this.
Doxing him and doing a bunch of other stuff. So she was on the Mafia-thon, and I'm going to quote her exactly here about how hard her life was with her contract for Twitch. Sniper Wolf complains her streaming deal required her to stream 60 hours a month.
$60 hours a month.
I'm going to let you guys know right now, in my regular job, I work 60 hours a week. Kai then agrees and says, that's crazy, and deals like that are why he never signed one, while on the 20th day of his planned 24/7, 30-day-long stream.
Guys.
You can't make this shit up.
Nope.
I don't want to say that most streamers are brain dead, but a lot of them are brain dead. There was also the streamer Lacey that when they were cutting back how much you made off of revenue from ads, said that I'm only going to make $8,000 this month. If I wanted to make $4,000 every 2 weeks, I would just be a mailman. Buddy, what do you think mailmen make? No, I gotta make sure that number's right. I gotta see if I can find that. Thanks. Yeah, stating that. Oh, sorry, I was even fucking further off. During a November 2024 live stream, streamer Lacey commented on his thoughts on the mailman, stating that if he only wanted to make $2,000 a day, he would go be a mailman.
What?
I wish
Fucking
I
what?
made $2,000 a day. I would never bitch about anything ever again.
Streamers that got big right away and never had a real-time job have legitimately no fucking concept of reality.
I would kill to make $2,000 a day.
Now, if I made $2,000 a day, like, I would never have to worry about shit ever again.
No. I would have a retirement fund built up so damn fast, and then a lot of people would never see me again. Oh, it's fucking unreal.
All right, well, actually, yeah, I want to just do the math a sec. All right, because I have a calculator right here. Okay, so we're not accounting for taxes or anything that, federal or state.
So it's just pure revenue.
Pure revenue.
Okay, so $2,000 a day times. All right, it's net. We're gonna be a regular year, not a leap year. Let's not be,
It's hard out here.
So let's see. That would be $730,000 a year.
Yep.
I would love that job.
After taxes, I would assume down to maybe
a paltry $450,000. Yeah, you might only be able to afford one vacation home.
Yeah. And then people are like, I love seeing streamers where they're like, fam, there's no way you could live off of $4,000 a month.
Are you serious?
Fucking what? I would love to regularly make $4,000. I could live happily. If your mortgage payment is more than like $2,000, Mike, what is the mortgage payment for a single bedroom, small end apartment in New York?
Well,
I mean, you're living in a fucking closet. I understand that, but
I would say maybe 1,400. If we're talking in the city, then that's probably even like a fraction of it.
Yeah, but that's also people that don't realize I couldn't live off that, whatever. Yeah, you're also choosing to live in an area where you can't live off the job you're choosing to have. People are like, I can't do, if I had $4,000 a month living in small town Wisconsin where I live.
Oh my God, you'd be playing the T-Pain song. Like, all I do is win, 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 and just making it rain all over the place.
All day. I would be fantastic. I would have my house paid off within a couple of years. I would be raking in that dough. Guaranteed $4,000. Are you kidding me? Oh. My gosh, just the brain
But just for like
damage.
a crazy, like $4,000, like that's about like a month's rent and like a decent New York City apartment, and you do that in like a day.
Yep. Unfucking real. The brain damage that occurs in these streamers that have never had real jobs. It's just fucking crazy to me. But they all live in Beverly Hills and Silicon Valley where their rent is $10,000. Or you could get, there's a Aiden streamer more. What was it? It was, what the hell did he say his mortgage payment was? I can't remember what it was, but he bought like a $25 million estate, and what was the stupidity that he did? Where it was like a 2-year loan.
What?
So his mortgage payment is like $500,000 a month.
I can't even fathom that.
And then complaining that he has to stream more to pay for it.
Like, bitch, you don't even have to leave your house to go to work.
It's unfucking real to me.
You literally don't have to commute.
Yeah, it's fucking unreal to me. But, alright, anyway. Let's get down here and get this next part done, because it's creeping towards 9:30 on my end. Alright, so, Batman, we got a casting call here. The Batman 2 villain ideas. Hugo Strange. I'll start off the rip. It just needs to be Dave Bautista.
Yeah, I'm pretty dead set on that one.
It just needs to be Dave Bautista. Like, the only other one I would take and he would never do it, would be Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Well, yeah, well, maybe he might suck it up because apparently his new movie is not getting the best reviews.
well, I think if maybe his son helped write this Batman movie, he might do it. I think that new movie might make him retire. Professor Pig. You know, this might be out of left field and this might not be a good idea. But if they actually had him go dark and do some serious actual like bang on acting where he takes this to a commitment level never seen from me in any of his acting before, Josh Gad as Professor Pig might be something scary.
I was thinking either that or no, Paul Walter Hauser. Well, he would be great.
He would be. That's the guy who plays Mole Man, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he would be great in that role, but he's also just a little bit too soft for the role.
Yeah.
Gad, I think I'm settled on Gad.
Yeah, Gad's a real knock on perfect for that. Like I'm trying to think of other people that are like of that like build that would be good for it. And just my brain is so wired for it to be Gad that I just can't come up with anything else.
Jack Black would have been good too, but that's just too. Everyone would go for that choice.
Even serious acting, I don't think he'd be able to pull off the level of terrifying that I think it needs to take to be. Because I would still see Jack Black a little bit. It's one of those actors that's kind of cursed with who they are in their acting a little.
True. How about Tyler Labine?
You're gonna have to help me a little bit on that one.
He was in that movie Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
Oh! I didn't know his last name was like, oh, ooh, ooh. Oh man, I think I like that more. I didn't know his last name was, oh man, holy shit. Yeah, that's good. Fuck. That's really good. Yeah, Tyler was fantastic in that. He's got that exact build too. He's a bit bigger than Gad, like height-wise than Gad, but fuck.
He could. I can also believe him more as like an intimidating serial killer.
Yeah, he's got the better build in his face for it. He's got a little bit less of like a cheery face than Gad does. Fuck, that's good. Yeah, I prefer that more. Tyler would be fucking perfect for that. Anyone who's not seen Tucker and Dale, by the way, go watch Tucker and Dale. That's generally one of my favorite movies of all time.
Or if you can find it, the old CW show Reaper.
Oh yeah, forgot that was on CW. Nice, that'd be pretty good. Court of Owls. So
This one's going to be hard to cast because you have just the entire membership, but also finding someone to play Talon or William Cobb.
Oh man. Yeah, and that's one of those groups where they're going to be very what I want to say, very particular about legitimately fucking everything for it. Who could be a good? Because they're also going to have to. It would be great because you're going to have to think with this, depending on how they do it. Because it's also going to have to be a good person that's going to have to get good chemistry with whoever they pick as Nightwing. Um. Who is this fan casting? 15 actors perfect for Talon. That's not bad, but I want him to be Batman. Their first up was Jensen Ackles.
Oh.
Next one's John Barenthal. I'm not sure if I'm too into that. Boyd Holbrook isn't bad. Dan Stevens.
I do kind of like that.
Richard Armitage. Oh, I'm going to say his name wrong, but he'd be very good. Nikolai Coster Waldo?
Yeah.
Wouldn't be terrible. Scott Adkins. He's a bit old, I think, for what they'd be wanting to pull off. Nope, not taking that. Their suggestion is Anthony Starr. He needs to be Reverse Flash or nothing else. Logan Marshall Green. I'm not exactly sure who that is. Oh, from The Invitation. That's right. Oliver Jackson Cohen.
That's who I want for Batman, honestly.
That's not bad. Ben Barnes. Joe Manganiello. You just need to get him back to be Deathstroke. Like, that's one of those they just need to pluck and then fucking put back where it was supposed to be. Travis Fimmel? Guy from Vikings. Yeah, they're suggesting Carl Urban. I don't like that. Alexander Skarsgård. Boyd Holbrook would be really good. That's a hard role to cast. You got anything for that one, Bree?
I don't know. I'm like honestly kind of blanking.
It's a tough one to cast.
Yeah, it is. It's very tough because then you'd also have to have Brendan Thwaites as Talon.
I could kind of see that.
Oh, you know, guys, I forgot. I have the perfect one. Noah Centineo.
God damn it.
How did we forget the perfect actor in Noah Centineo? Man, yeah, that one's hard. That's harder than I thought it would be. Yeah, other than what we mentioned, I really ain't got any good ones.
Sam Claflin?
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure on that one, but
as far as where to put the Court of Owls, I know a lot of people want them to be in Matt Reeves' Batman universe. I don't think you should put them in this soon. Wait at least until the third installment.
With what they're setting up with the family having dark secrets and things like that, it fits really perfect with what his version of what this is. So they'd be kind of perfect to be the end, kind of like what they did with League of Shadows.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking.
Nolan movies. Which, oh man, I had a talk with someone. If we ever going to talk about hot takes on things, I rewatched The Dark Knight again, and I kind of almost hate it.
Oh.
Because I rethought about how the writing of that ending works, and if you put into context the lines of the movie, the ending actually legitimately makes no sense. So if we're ever going to do hot takes on that, that's something I kind of need to bring up. Because there's some details I re-remembered when watching it again recently, and the ending and how they choose to do it actually legitimately makes no sense.
Interesting.
I don't know what...
It's admittedly been a while since I've rewatched The Dark Knight.
Like, I won't say that Ledger's still not good in it, but how they choose to end it. Oh my god, now that I've realized certain details and how they wrote that ending is legitimately bafflingly stupid. But we'll have to find a way where we can bring that up.
I kind of feel like, in your case, maybe that was a little bit of the canary in the coal mine for what would happen in the next movie.
Well, not even. It's how they chose to make the next movie actually made my new problems with what I thought about the ending 1,000 times worse. It's oh man, yeah. One day we're gonna have if we like on the. You know what? I'll talk about it on the next podcast. I'll bring it up because we're running short on time with this as it is, but I'll bring it up on the next podcast. I will put that in the actual notes.
All right, I'm gonna
Why
do
I
lightning
hate
round
the
for.
ending of. Go ahead.
I'm gonna do lightning round for like the next two, for the DCU supporting cast and potential Superman villains besides Brainiac. I think for whatever James Gunn plans to do for Brave and the Bold, I have my wish list for characters who I just want to see not necessarily take center stage, but just exist in the universe. I do want to see Tim Drake,
Yep.
um, Stephanie Brown.
Oh yeah. Want to see an actual fucking version of Cassandra Cain?
Yes,
Not whatever that monstrosity. Like nothing against that actress, but that was the worst showing of a casting of a character I've ever seen in my life. That was literally, well, the actress we got is Asian, so we'll make her Cassandra Cain. Oracle, yes. I still am with that Maya and Ethan Hawke for Barbara Gordon and James Gordon or Jim Gordon. I think that would be fucking stellar.
once you said that, I can't possibly unsee that as
Can you
the
actually
option.
imagine having an actual father and daughter
That'd
be
be
the
sick.
father and daughter? Then you could have Uma Thurman come back and be an actual villain in the DC universe again.
Oh, that would be sick.
Tom Clementoff as Cheshire. That wouldn't be bad.
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind Palm as Lady Shiva either.
both of those would be great.
It's just that they would have to choose when they want to do Cheshire and when and how old they want to make.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, so that would be the only factors in that.
Now for Superman villains,
I want Brainiac to be that actor that they interview with the guy from freaking Peacemaker.
the I
his
can never
name.
get his name right, but he's he's the guy who played the high evolutionary.
Yeah, that guy should. Yeah, just James, just do it. Use him again. Just make him Brainiac. It'd be perfect.
Metallo, yes.
John Hamm would be a pretty good Metallo, I think.
Yeah.
I think that'd work out pretty well.
Parasite. I need to see Parasite.
I want to say that we actually came up with a Parasite casting on a previous podcast. I couldn't remember who the hell it was though.
Yeah, I don't remember who we came up with, but I just know that's like one of my top choices for a Superman villain.
Yeah,
You know, it sucks that they're not canon to the comics, but if you really wanted to be like fucking funny, Chris Pratt is Control Freak.
that would be funny.
You just have like
Chris
Pratt like shaved head, just looking fucking deranged.
Yeah. Chris Pratt's going to end up being somebody. You cannot tell me that Chris Pratt's not going to end up being someone in these DC movies. I could almost imagine that the second he got the job, he had someone picked up for Chris Pratt. He's just not telling anyone.
Watching someone like Dan Turpin.
Who's Dan Turpin?
He was the like in the animated series, he was, I guess, one of the police officers.
Oh, okay, got it. Man, ooh, you could have him be a Mitsis Pitalik. Shoot. Man, I could see them actually making Chris do some like real dark acting and get that out of him. I could see James getting that. They really wanted to. Hmm.
And any
Livewire.
choices for Livewire?
I was just about to say that. Is Livewire, like, I don't remember. Does she actually have, like, a certain ethnicity? I'm blanking if she does.
Let me check.
Or, what's her name? The Silver Banshee, I think it is.
Ooh.
That would be good. Livewire. I just remember her skin being tinted. Noah Sentinel. Shoot.
Well,
Sorcerer.
you know, if they do live wire, I wonder if maybe they'll switch up that she's like a social media influencer.
Maybe.
I could see that.
That could be kind of
Yeah,
cool.
and then like I'm not saying, I mean, it would be cool to have like, you know, Zendaya, but you know, like a Zendaya type.
A type. Yeah, hmm.
You know, like someone, because if we're basing off the thing, like, you know, because she was like a shock jock, you know, traditionally. So, you know, she'd probably be like a streamer. Like she would just be like an influencer. I mean, if we're being honest.
Probably. Yeah.
I just had the idea in my brain that if we're we're gonna get this character, she's going to be a shock jock, whatever, a person who's known for maybe brand deals, and it could be this and that and the other thing, and put into this stuff that maybe irritates some people. We could just cast in sweet.
You know, I was thinking the same thing. The thing is, I think she could pull it off.
She absolutely could. God knows we're not getting that Madam Web sequel.
I was gonna say it, but I'm like, oh, it's too easy. It's too easy.
It's too easy. But she needs to do an actual superhero role that's not her being trapped in one of the most confusing movies I've seen in my entire life. She'd actually be a pretty good Power Girl. If they're ever gonna actually do that.
But yeah, I definitely see like this version of Livewire being kind of like maybe like a podcaster influencer, like a Joe Rogan kind of type of deal.
It could be, or she could be like a have any of you seen clips from the Spider-Man video game for PS4?
I know where you're going with this.
Is it Speedball? Can't remember her name if I'm remembering correctly. Where she just set up challenges for Spider-Man to try and get like Twitch views for him rescuing people from villains. So I could see that. No, Screwball, that's what her name was. I've never wanted to beat the ever-living shit out of a villain so bad my entire life as Screwball, and you never got to lay a hand on her. Just like, she was so irritating. But, But yeah, that would be cool, because that is something that if done right nowadays can actually be, because that is what a good chunk of them are. Like we were just talking about Sniper Wolf earlier. Shoot. Yeah, there could be a good chunk of stuff with that. Super. We could have. I just thought of, man, do you guys remember, or did you ever hear about that storyline where Big Barda and Superman got mind controlled and shooting a porn?
God.
I think you even talked about this one time.
I'm pretty sure I have. It's one of my favorite things to bring up ever, where this alien named Skis mind controls Big Barda and Superman into making a porn specifically just for profit. Not even to embarrass them. He's like, this will make me money. Oh, the Ultra Humanite. Yeah, I could see him using him. For sure. I could see that.
Oh, yeah.
Man, I know it's a Flash villain, but I just thought of it. They should get Clancy Brown to be Gorilla Grodd.
That would be good.
Yeah.
Super. Man. They'd need someone very Shakespearean to be the Ultra Humanite. Do you think this would never fucking happen? I don't even know if he'd be alive. Morgan Freeman.
As Ultra Humanite.
As Ultra Humanite.
That probably won't happen, but I can totally see why you'd want that.
I'm just trying to think of the voice of like presenting and how it would be.
No, you know who it's going to be? It's going to be Matt Berry.
Yeah.
Yeah. The weird for a hot second, my brain auto completed that to Matthew Perry, and it was a very different interpretation of that character. Even though he's gone, it was like my brain just like, oof. Yeah, man. Oh my gosh, I can't. Doomsday, Mitzi Spitter Lake, Dark Side, Bizarro. They basically have Bizarro already.
Mm-hmm.
Mongol.
Ooh.
But they just need to have a movie where Superman just has problems with Lobo, so that's already a thing. Yeah, Ultra Humanite, Ultraman, Amazo. They need to do that at some point. That should be a Justice League movie villain.
Yes. You know who actually might be kind of fun to play Mongol? Coleman Domingo.
Wouldn't be bad. Who do you think could play Volcana? Is that just? I thought her name was Heatwave. Oh, okay. Volcana. Yeah, I thought she had a very different name. It was Volcana. Okay. Not redhead. Emma didn't know. Shoot. Director's daughter.
Bryce Dallas Howard.
Bryce Dallas Howard. Yeah. Bryce Dallas Howard or shoot. What's her name? She was in that god awful Dark Phoenix movie.
Oh,
Jessica Chastain.
I thought for a second you were going to say Sophie Turner.
No, Sophie Turner, I still can do good. People are way too fucking hard on her, in my opinion. But yeah, I mean Sophie Turner would be terrible. Yeah, you know, she'd play another character with fire powers. But yeah, Volcana could be cool. Peter Dinklage's Toyman. I kind of want a younger person to be Toyman. Peter Dinklage is not a bad shout, but I kind of want a younger person to be Toyman. Peter Dinklage, I would actually kind of get a kick out of being Mitzi Spitalik.
I would get a kick out of that.
Yeah, because he'd have the right energy to bring to that role, I believe, if they did it in the correct form of fashion. But Rose Leslie?
Oh, he's saying for Volcana.
Yep, I'm looking that up right now. Rose Leslie. Yep, that is who I thought that was. A lot of people is that who they want to play Aloy, but she's a bit old for it. But she'd be good for Volcana. Right, she wasn't the last one. You know who I think would be really good for Livewire?
Who?
If they're going to do the social media, whatever, and I can't believe I didn't think of it now, and she needs to be in a better role in a superhero movie, Natalie Dormer.
Oh, God, yeah.
That would be so good.
She can pull off a lot younger than she looks, or than she is. Because she does not look like she's 43. She looks like she's 28. But yeah, that could be something. I could see that. That would be sick. She's only been in Random Lady That Captain America Kisses. Like, she's the one I wanted to be Captain Marvel.
Yeah, I could have seen that at the time.
That would have been fantastic. But, yeah, any last ones before we head out of here? Because it is approaching 10 o'clock on my end.
I think we covered a good...
Yeah, I think I'm good, yeah.
Yeah, but, all right. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Bree, where can everybody find you?
As you can see, let me just try to point correctly. There we go. You can find me at crazylemur.bsky.social. I'm also on Instagram at lemurs1, where I'm getting much better at actually posting stuff. Oh, and little self promo. Latest episode of Lake Crap is out. It covers the Paul Lind Halloween special. It is very fabulous, and I'm just it's a fun episode. I would give it a listen.
Absolutely. Unknown actors for superhero. Mike, where can everybody find you?
You can find me on various social media sites at Captain K42. You can check out my quick thoughts on letterboxd.com/CoachK42. And you can follow Renegade Pop Culture on Facebook and Blue Sky at Renegade Pop Culture. You can also find us here on YouTube, on Podchaser. Consider supporting our Patreon at patreon.com/Renegade Pop Culture. Listen to all of our podcasts on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen. And last but not least, everything can be found at renegadepopculture.com. You can escape, so do we.
Absolutely. And you can find me everywhere at Organoid Zero, mainly on Twitch and YouTube. And this will be the last time that I say it because the giveaway is tomorrow when this is being recorded. So anyone watching this live, I am giving away a digital deluxe edition of Ghost of Yote on my Twitch channel. Anyone who is interested in winning it, all you need to do is be subscribed. Manny! Anyone who is interested in winning, you just have to be subscribed and watching during the time of the giveaway. I will be starting the stream at around 11:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, and the giveaway timer will start at midnight. So then it'll just run through. You'll be given a keyword from the stream bot to enter in to win it and all that good stuff. After a while, it'll puke out a winner automatically. If you're not watching during the stream, I will re-roll it quickly. I do not care. It is for the people that are actually watching and committed. I'm not doing what I did last time. Manny! But anyway, yeah, and if you are interested in cosplaying and the such and conventions, you can go over to my Instagram where all that is held at. The next conventions I will be at is Twin Cities Con, then maybe a detour, but Anime Milwaukee for sure. Alrighty, until next time, we will see you all later.
Bye. Bye.